What is up, guys? Welcome in to From the Nosebleeds. Seamus is out with a tummy ache today. At least that's what he says. So it's me, Pat, and Ty coming to you. What's up, guys?
Not much. Pretty good weekend, Can't complain. A lot of Phillies wins the past week and a half. So.
Yeah, we got it. Seamus loves to miss, good Phillies podcasts, I feel like. Like, when the Phillies stink, he's here. And then when, things turn around, he's gone. We'll talk about Bryce hits his 300th homer, and Seamus is nowhere to be found.
Beautiful.
Which is funny that we're so positive because we did lose in, disgusting fashion today. But
yeah, it really put a damper on the whole week for me. I'm not gonna lie.
But we'll do some catching up first. Pat, what did you get into over the weekend?
I just had a fantasy draft down the shore. How'd
it turn out?
It turned out pretty good, I think. We'll see what happens because fantasy tends to be a crapshoot anyway. But
exactly. This is the best. If you're listening to this and you play fantasy football, you'll agree with me. This is the best time of the fantasy football season.
Yes.
Right after you draft, you're like, oh, I love my team. My team's great. My team's awesome. It's going to be such a good year. Because then by week 4 to 5, you want to put a gun in your mouth.
Yeah,
and that's
hurt.
usually how my fantasy experience goes. It's like, this is the best part of it right now. The peak is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, in a couple weeks I'll be depressed. But I'm only doing one league this year. My sanity can't take too many more.
Yeah, I had 3 last year, but I got 2 this year. Thank God.
I don't know how people do multiple leagues.
I'm
in one with my cousin, and it's hell. Seriously, because we're about to go through drafting the rookies, and we're just like, dude, this is a fucking lot.
Yeah, we're doing Dynasty now. This league I'm in. People that do a fuck ton of regular redraft leagues every year, it makes no sense to me because let's say you have 5 teams, right? I feel like I know a bunch of people with 4 or 5 teams. It's let's say, for example, I'm just going to pick a random player. You have, Jonathan Taylor, which is funny because he's not even playing the first 4 games, but he was the first guy that came to my mind. Let's say you have Jonathan Taylor on one team, and you're like, oh, I need Jonathan Taylor to go off. But then in another league, you're playing against him. Mm-hmm. So it's every single...
Or you have the defense he's playing against.
Right.
Or, there's just...
So, every single week, you're constantly, rooting against your own interest in another league. So that never made any sense to me. That's why I had to cut it down. But as Taylor likes to remind us, no one gives a fuck about our fantasy football teams.
Only Seamus's. We care about ours. But just not everybody cares about ours. Just
honestly,
not
I might care about Seamus's more because he's bad at it, so it makes it funnier.
Yeah.
But my weekend was awesome. I was in Boston for.
Oh yeah, true.
I visited Boston for the first time. I've made trip number 1 out of what I hope to be a lot to other stadiums. Fenway was, I can't say enough how much I loved the experience. So much that I actually think I'm gonna get off some hot takes that might get me in some trouble here in Philly.
Shit.
So this just might be a case of me falling in love with the first place I go visit that isn't my own city. But
that's the first city?
No, well, in that capacity, it was me and my girlfriend, just the 2 of us. We got to go to a ball game. I like so much better the way that they do it in other cities with not having the sports complex where it's all the stadiums right next to each other. It being there made me realize how much I actually don't like the sports complex. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure other people from other cities look at it and they're like, yo, that's so cool. They got all their and you know what? Maybe it could be saved if they had more than one bar. Being in Boston, Fenway, all the surrounding streets around the stadium are bars and shops, store shops, team shops, and just bars, all different themes. It's just more fun. Yeah. There's more places to go. The game gets over, and obviously in general, Fenway holds way less people because it was built in the fucking 1900. But every bar you go to, is people are spread out, so not one bar is packed as fuck because there's 9 other bars to choose from. Whereas you want to go to Xfinity for an Eagles game, better get there 3 hours before kickoff. Better not even think about tailgating. You want to go after the game, you better be the first fucking one out of that stadium. Same thing goes for Sixers and Phillies games. If you go on
Sixers games, you're fine.
It depends when you really go, but you're right. But big events, yeah, fucking right. It's just not going to happen. And I don't know. I don't want to get roasted by Philly people because I'm not saying I hate the sports complex, but the least they could do is add some more bars, man. It's really bleak with just Xfinity Live.
Yeah, no, it gets insane down there, and it's just so not worth it.
And it's making me so much more. I think I used to be more on the other side of this argument, but I flipped. It has completely made me be all in on the Sixers moving to the Center City.
Yeah.
I think that. Listen, some people would argue, oh, well, Fenway is an example. It works so well because it was built, the city was built around it, basically, because it was, again, I think it was 1912. They're like, oh, it's too late here. The city already is what it is. But, I really feel like you could make something out of that. Like if you put it there and build a bunch of bars and shops on the street, like leading up to it, like it could be something somewhat similar to that. Like, I don't know. And I get like people are just fucking obsessed with driving in America, by the way, also. There's, listen, I get it. SEPTA, not the greatest, but we got 8 years till this idea, I think, would even like take into effect. So who knows what SEPTA looks like by then? It could be better. You know,
probably
obviously,
won't be.
Pessimistic people could say it could be worse. But I feel like they
probably
I
will
feel
be.
like if they were going to go through with this, they would put an emphasis on bettering SEPTA.
Well, I mean, that was one of Josh Harris's biggest points. Well, not Josh Harris, but Harris Blitzer as a whole. Was one of their biggest points was trying to help fund SEPTA more.
Right.
Through that and through other things.
So I really feel like if they go through with it, SEPTA will look a lot different by the time this idea is coming to fruition. Because like in Boston, I was gonna say like everyone's taking the subway and the train and shit, and like I don't know, I feel like people in the city are too obsessed with driving. It's like if SEPTA's better by then, just fucking take the train or take the subway. It's really not hard. It doesn't cost a lot at all. It costs way less than parking. And it's not like anyone's tailgating the Sixers anyway. I mean, don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean there's never any tailgates for the Sixers, but like it's very, very rare.
Yeah, it's not going to happen I mean, the Eagles are different because obviously it's once a week, it's on the weekend, like everybody gets up for it for the most part.
Yeah.
Like that's different, but it's like, you know, Phil's pretty much only like during the weekends, you know.
Exactly.
Sixers pretty much not at all because it's fucking winter half the time and nobody wants to be outside for like 4 hours.
But as far as the actual stadium experience, I just liked how it was obviously very small, like I've said. But if you've ever sat in Citizens Bank Park and like the rooftop bleachers, you know how you're just cooking in the sun? That's exactly like the kind of seats I was in Fenway. Me and my girlfriend got sunburnt damn near. It was so hot, but we got to see a pretty good game. They won 8-5, and it made me like really appreciate how not that this is a hot take, but I just got to see it like firsthand, like how the Red Sox and Yankees are really like the Eagles and the Cowboys because just they're playing the Dodgers and so many fuck the Yankees chants are breaking out and fuck New York.
Yeah.
And I did now shockingly see a couple brave people in Yankees jerseys and hats at a game that had nothing to do with the Yankees.
Soft.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, they were getting shit talked the whole time, but it just made me feel like, yeah, you know what? The same way we feel about the Cowboys is how these motherfuckers feel about the Yankees. So I thought that was funny. The only regret is I wish I would have just wore a Phillies jersey. I was trying to blend in too much.
Nah, I mean,
there were a couple people there. Like I saw a guy in Pirates, Tigers.
But that's like the worst move. Is like it's the worst people that wear like a jersey of a team that's not even playing.
I threw on a
You did the right thing.
I threw on a Sammy Adams brewery shirt that I bought the day before and just threw a Red Sox hat on that I already owned.
Yeah, because
I
you're
didn't
a fraud
buy it for this.
Yeah.
But the city, like I won't go on too long about this trip because no one gives a fuck. But it's very nice city.
Yeah,
that's all I'll say.
No, Boston's great as long as you can get past the people for the most part.
Dude,
I know you're gonna say everybody's nice. That's fine.
Well, no, I'm not even gonna say that. I was gonna say like I was shocked because it took me shockingly long to hear a Boston accent because I guess because it's such a college town I went the weekend that just passed and I'm pretty sure that's college a big like going back to college weekend. So we were going like to bars, all the bartenders and waitresses were all like no accent, and I was like, what's going on here? The first Boston accent I heard really was a guy selling water bottles outside of Fenway. And I was like, okay, there it is. And then I heard it a lot more at the game, but I was like, where the fuck are all the because I was excited to hear some Boston accents. They're funny.
That's the last thing I want to hear. I'm not gonna lie. It's like nails on a chalkboard to me. That and New York accents.
It's so funny. Also, a lot of Dodgers fans there. I don't know if that means their fan base travels well or if the Dodgers are basically just like they're like just the Cowboys and Lakers of the MLB where like you can just have random,
it's the Yankees, but
or the Yankees too.
But I mean, there's a decent amount of Dodgers fans all around.
Yeah, there were a lot there. There were like the Boston fans were getting drowned out by some "Let's Go Dodgers" chants at times. Also, they treated Mookie Betts very well. I did not know. Yeah. I did not know when I bought the tickets that this weekend the series against the Dodgers for the Red Sox was the first time Mookie Betts was back in Boston. I did not know that.
Yeah,
but
cool.
they gave him a standing ovation every single time he came up to the plate.
No, that's like their Chase Utley.
Yeah, right. And it's not like he left in free agency. He got traded.
Yeah. So it's like, you know.
All in all,
but I feel you. I definitely feel you on the city part, like the stadium being right in the middle of the city. Because when I was down in DC 2 weeks ago, we were right across from Nats Park, and I didn't even realize it until we were there that Nats Park was directly across the street, and the Phillies were playing right there. But like the bar we had the birthday party at was like. It was right across, and it was not that packed after the game.
Right.
And I was
people
like,
have options.
Yeah, and then we went walking around there a little bit, and there's a million bars around there. There's a fucking beer garden right across from it. Like, it was really cool. Really
we
cool
were at
area.
a real sick like country bar in Boston, and which is funny enough because right across the street they have the MGM, like the Fenway Music Hall or whatever, and Sam Hunt was performing. So we got in there into this bar as that concert was going on, and then all of the country people came and went into this bar. So that was cool. But no, dude, I agree. Like, and again, I don't want it to. People are going to be like, "Oh, this dude leaves the city one time and suddenly he hates the sports complex." I don't hate it. It's unique for sure. But like, I don't know. I've really just experiencing it the other way really made me appreciate that more. And like I said, I'm kind of like all in on the Sixers moving. If it's done right, like we said, SEPTA has to be built up. Obviously, accommodations need to be made for the community around, because I know it was a big point of contention with like the Chinatown. Yeah. So I want to see it done the right way. And obviously, who knows if that could even be done. But just in general, the idea of it just sounds way better than what we have now.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously they were trying to push him for like Navy Yard and stuff to get built up, but like who knows how long that's going to take. Like, I went by the other day, and it's all under construction now. It used to be like kind of open, but like, I don't know, like how plausible that even is, because it's a fucking bitch to walk over there from the stadium.
Right, and the Fashion District is such a good spot to put it. Just it's such a good spot. It would work. I hope it works out. We'll see what happens. But,
we'll see.
Anyway, enough talk about me. Let's talk about the Phillies, who also had a fantastic weekend.
Finally.
I know we can kind of work in reverse. Obviously, today we get Bryce Harper hitting his 300th home run. I mean, dude, his power is fucking back in a huge way.
He's got 10 home runs already in the month of August.
What was it, yesterday? Dude, he ripped one, 115 off the bat. I don't remember how far it went, but...
Yeah, before that, he had a 113-mile-an-hour one.
Dude, his power is shockingly back. Like,
it's surging back, you might say.
So you got that coming together at the right time. Trey Turner is on, like, what, a 10-game hit streak or some shit like that right now?
And like a fucking 18 or 19 home game hit streak.
Yeah, he's really turned it around. And I do want to come on this podcast and publicly say, because I believe that when it happened, I was very anti. I was very wrong about the ovations, okay?
I'll still stand by what I said. It was dumb. But
sure, it was dumb.
Did it work? Yes. Was it dumb? Yes. He shouldn't need that as a professional player.
Okay, I guess you're right.
It's coddling, in my opinion.
See, I thought it was going to come off the Trey Turner like we were patronizing him, and it clearly didn't, because not only did it turn his season around, he got a fucking advertisement taken out on 95 saying thank you. So I was very, very wrong about that, and I just wanted to own up to that so I don't look like a coward. But it worked, because Trey Turner is back. Dude, the daycare is doing their damn thing. Boom, with the great home run last night. Same thing with Bryson Stott. Marsh walked 4 times in today's game.
I thought he was going to get that 5th one, too.
So did I. I was listening.
I thought he was going to get that 5th one.
Obviously, like, things seem to be coming together at the right time. There are a couple things still shaky, like Michael Lorenzen. At this point, I don't even know if he's in the playoff rotation, because he'll be a
bullpen piece.
He's been bad since that no-hitter. And even in the no-hitter, I mean, people pointed out, like, he walked a couple guys. He was giving up hard contact. Like, not to say it was, obviously, you can't get lucky to give up a no-hitter, but, like, he's been showing signs of being, like, shaky. And then yesterday he pitched, and he's lucky the offense exploded, which, you know, we're going to need that. And then the bullpen, Craig Kimbrell has blown like 2 very like big moments for the Phillies. Like the fact that he blew that fucking game today, man.
I don't necessarily blame today on him, because I mean the dude's been pitching more than he's ever pitched in his career, and he's old as dirt at this point.
I think he needs a Phantom IL stint.
Well, he just needs a breather. Like he just needs like to not pitch one night. We need him to be at a point. Like I know he didn't last night, but he still warmed up last night, which is basically the fucking equivalent of pitching. Like it's just he is like beaten down right now.
The bullpen of the Phillies just always it always ends up this way. Like the no matter what you like the beginning of the year,
only a couple guys are consistent.
Right.
Only a couple guys are going to be able to pitch those innings, and those are the guys you rely on a lot of times. And if you're not up enough in games, then you're going to put in the guys that get the job done. But even those guys will tire out.
Early in the year, the bullpen was like a strength, and you know the offense was it was bad. Yeah. But like I feel like now the team has evened out to what it should have always been, where the offense is electric and the bullpen is not very good.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the bullpen still has been good. You got 2 games they've won.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how they go down the stretch.
And then besides those 2 games, like obviously you had Bilotti, who was a little shaky last night, but he's not going to be anywhere near the playoffs like he was last year. And then you had Covey, who he just sucks outright.
Terrible.
But like, what are you going to do about two guys? Like, those are two guys that you're probably never going to see pitch in the playoffs. They're going to be like the Nick Nelson last year.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. I don't care. They can just pitch some innings now so we can eat some innings so Craig doesn't have to throw every fucking time. And Sir Anthony and Alvarado can be fresh for the playoffs.
Yeah,
like,
Sir Anthony, he's kind of like
he's been spotty.
He's important because if he could actually like turn it on, like that would be very.
I mean, he was
very
fucking
huge.
insane in the playoffs last year.
That one, I believe it was that one close against the Cardinals. I want to say where he was lights out.
The Braves. It was against the Braves.
Okay.
The game 5. I was there. He rocked him to sleep.
He had some impressive outings in the playoffs last year. So you would love to see that Sir Anthony come back. Obviously, Alvarado's like still early days of him being back. So
I mean, he still looked good.
Yeah.
He gave up that one homer last night, but besides that, he's looked fine. Like he's looked kind of like a little bit back to normal. He's getting swing and misses, which is his big thing. His cutter looks fine. He had that one slip up with the fastball last night and got sent out of the yard. But like besides that, he looked great.
Altogether, like. Obviously, again, we said it last week, baseball season's such a roller coaster where it's up and down. Right now, we're definitely going up. It kind of feels like it's all coming together for this team. Like the offense finally feels like what we're paying the 4th highest payroll in baseball to be.
Yeah.
And listen, obviously the Braves are, fucking 50, 40 games above 500, and there's no shot at catching them for the division, but like, this team's going to make noise in the playoffs. If they can continue what they're doing right now, and obviously we're 2 days away from the worst month statistically for the Phillies in recent years, September. So if they can get through September and really prove it to me, like I think they're going to be hell for someone in that first round. At
least my biggest thing from like compared to last year at least is they're not like clawing their way into that 3rd spot. They right now hold that first spot by 4.5 games, even after the loss today. And that makes me feel a lot more comfortable than I did last September when when we were saying that they were done. There was no way they were going to actually pull this off. Yeah. And then they went like, thank God for the Marlins last year. They are the ones that got us into the playoffs essentially.
Absolutely.
But I mean, I feel a lot more comfortable this year than I did last year. Like we're not clawing to get into the playoffs. We're kind of set in there right now, which also I hope they don't get too content. I don't think they will, because I think this is a team that just wants to go out there and win every single time.
Like people have been saying, like it's obviously things could change this last month. Knock on wood, they won't. But like it would be nice for the Phillies to not have to fall and stumble into the playoffs. Like you're not going to win your division, but like go in on fire, be that number 1 wild card team.
Yeah.
Like just go in, and people they don't want to peak at the wrong time, but like that doesn't necessarily mean every year you have to be playing like shit and barely make the playoffs. Like. That is what it is. Like, and if you want to say that about us, like, say that about the fucking Braves then. Then you really realize how dumb of an argument the whole peaking too soon is. Because it's like, okay, well then every good team is peaking too soon then. Like, what do you want me to say?
And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the setup where the Braves get the first round bye because they don't do the wild card round, because then they get the week off and then they get soft and complacent, and they're like, what happened last year when that happened? Like we just went in and fucked.
That would be very funny if the Phillies like matched up against the Braves again and beat them.
Oh, I would love every second of it. That's exactly what I hope happens. I hope Acuna is asleep again in right field. I hope that Matt Olson just tears his ACL mid-game. I hope
God
Spencer
damn.
Yeah, he's got no.
I have a lot of hate for the
qualms.
Braves. I hope Spencer Strider gets taken out in the first inning after giving up 5 home runs in a row. No, I mean, like I wish nothing but bad things for the Braves. I'm going to be honest.
I can't argue with that. I mean, because there's no one else to wish them on, because the Mets are terrible, and
the Mets got what was coming to them. Daddy Warbucks over there. He spent all this money on 45-year-old pitchers, and look what happened. They got hurt.
They gave Max Scherzer a welcome back video package. I thought that was very funny.
Did they?
Yeah,
I didn't even see that.
He got booed through it too.
Oh, that's incredible.
That just goes to show the failure that
I can't wait until you give Verlander one. That'll be phenomenal.
The fact that Verlander and Scherzer are both gone from that team is
it literally made this year so much better.
It's so funny.
Yeah, because everybody was like, "Oh, the Mets are going to be fucking insane this year." They have like the Cy Young winner last year. They have Max Scherzer, former Cy Young winner. Like, yeah, dude. I mean, but you can't rely on 2 guys that are pretty much pushing 40.
Real rough year of baseball in New York. I I mean, because the Yankees are
they fucking suck too. They just fired Aaron Boone. Like,
speaking of like rough baseball, we can talk about a team that we are in the midst of a series with, the Los Angeles Angels, who just essentially dumped all of their players,
salary dumped guys that they traded for at the deadline for. Like, it's just what they're doing. It should be illegal in baseball. By the way,
listen, dude, I don't even think it's a hot take to say that I think the Angels might be the most embarrassing franchise in all of sports,
hands down.
Like I think by far. Like,
well, maybe the Commanders.
There's okay, but that's only because of the actions of their owner. Yes, he is legitimately, like, in some respects a criminal. So aside from that, like, you're talking about. Don't get me wrong, there's been worse teams than them. But, like, you're talking about a team that was blessed with two of the greatest baseball players of all time. And probably, if we're being honest, the number 1 and 2 in whatever order of this generation.
Yeah.
So, like, how the fuck
Wait, they have Bryce Harper?
Bryce Harper's certainly up there. And he's got more success than both of them because he can actually make the playoffs.
Yeah, and hit in the playoffs.
Like Trout. Yes. I don't know. I don't understand how it's malpractice that they have not been able to get a team to the playoffs and let, like, Ohtani or Trout have a single, like, memorable playoff moment. It's terrible.
Well, I mean, the owner just doesn't want to spend money. And, if he just did this to salary dump guys, like, so they could get on playoff rosters or whatever, or he could save money, he's not paying Shohei.
No, that's waving.
There's no chance.
That was 100% waving the white flag on Shohei.
Yeah,
he's like, I don't know where he's going to end up. Obviously, it's fun to speculate, but he won't be in LA.
Nah, he'll be on the Mets probably.
And it just makes me even more pissed off at Mike Trout for being such a coward in a way. Like, kind of, I get it. He almost signed for $500 million.
Yeah.
But, like, dude, you could have signed for like $300 million somewhere else, like Philadelphia, and you could have actually won.
Yeah.
Now, I know, who am I to say what's the difference with $200 million? But, like, your family's getting fed whether you're making $350 or $480 million, buddy.
Yeah, but he wanted to build his own church probably in Millville and, like, fucking... preach to the choir every Sunday.
Yeah, well, what he's not building,
like a TV
his legacy.
Kind of thing. Oh yeah, no, fuck that.
Mike Trout we might have one of the greatest statistical baseball players of all time retire without having a single memorable playoff moment.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome. I'm not gonna
that would suck.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna suck.
Good.
It's gonna suck, but also it's just like to me, it's awesome because it exposes the Angels as what a shit franchise they are.
And I've always said, go ahead.
Part of it's on him because he did agree to that contract.
A lot of it's on him.
At some point, it's just got to be like, hey, man, like, you guys signed this guy to this insane deal. Why didn't you give him support?
Right. No, I agree.
Like, it's on both sides, obviously, but I kind of blame the Angels more.
As far as Trout goes, like, this is why I get mad now when I see him at Eagles games, because he's, like, the ultimate Philly guy. But, like, you wouldn't come here to fucking try to fight for a ring. Like, whatever, dude. Have fun being at every single Eagles game in October.
Well, I mean, that's probably why he did it.
Exactly, because he doesn't want to miss any October home games.
Yeah, he doesn't want to miss any Birds games.
Now his schedule is always free in October.
Yep.
Which, you know what? Honestly, can you even blame him? October's a nice, beautiful month. Go to some football games, go out, enjoy the weather with. I'm sure he's married. His beautiful wife. Go.
She's not that hot.
I don't even know what she looks like. I didn't know he was married. I was just guessing. But, like,
that's one of the biggest knocks on him
either.
too. He's one of the greatest baseball players of all time.
We don't want to denigrate any women on this
podcast. If Seamus was
she's
here, fucking butt ugly.
Yeah. If Seamus was here, he would throw this woman under the bus.
Yeah.
But not me and Pat. We're
good guys.
But no, it just pisses me off to see Mike Trout now. But the Angels are a disgrace. The Phillies, hopefully, they
won't be a
disgrace.
What'd you say? Hopefully they won't be a disgrace.
Hopefully they won't be a disgrace. This team, man, I've kind of come to the realization, like, I was between obviously Jalen or Bryce, but, like, I don't know if there's any Philadelphia athlete I want to win in Philadelphia as much as I want Bryce to win here.
No, I agree.
Like, obviously, Jalen is right fucking there. If you're watching the visuals, I'm holding my hands really close together. Joel Embiid, a little lower because he has done it. He's done it to himself.
Yeah.
And I've been on record saying he was my favorite, like, athlete ever because, like, I felt like I grew with him watching the Sixers. But he's done it to himself. He's third on that list, like a distant third. Bryce, though, man, he just fucking gets it. Like, talking about Chuck from Mount Airy.
That was fucking hysterical.
WIP callers in his post-game interviews. Like, he's so ingratiated with the fan base and the city. Like, yes, we call him the King Panderer, but at the same time, you can tell, like, he genuinely does mean it and love this city and like the fans and all that. And it's like awesome to see that. And it just makes you want him to succeed that much more.
Yeah.
Not to say Jalen doesn't have all those things too, but just
he does. But I mean,
Jalen's got plenty more time.
Yeah, he's newer. He's got plenty of time.
I need Bryce Harper to win a World Series this year so bad.
It's actually kind of ironic we say that Jalen has plenty of time when Bryce has the longer contract. But
that's true. But I meant in terms of age, I guess.
I know, in prime.
But like, also like, man, with the Phillies, like I just want to see the daycare here for a decade. Like,
I know. We need to get them on fucking Braves contracts.
They need to be here.
Oh my God,
like, I know that Marsh technically isn't like one of our guys, but like at this point, yes, he is.
Yeah.
Like, and you need to lock those guys up. Like, we clamor for guys like Reese and Aaron Nola who were homegrown, but like,
I hope Reese dies in the fire. I really do. Like, I despise that dude with everything in my heart.
Bryson Stott is like the antithesis of that.
Oh yeah,
because he's awesome.
See, I'll buy a shirt with Stott's face on it. If I ever bought a shirt with Reese's face on it, then please take me out back and shoot me. I don't care. Just take me out back and fucking shoot
Bryson
me.
Stott is like everything that Reese really isn't. Like, consistent at the plate, good defender for the most part. Like everything.
No, like he has actually making this leap from shortstop. It's obviously not like a leap, but
no,
like
it's not that
taking
crazy.
like this position change from short to second. Like he hasn't even skipped a beat.
No, you really
like
couldn't
he
even.
has been basically playing shortstop at second.
Yeah,
his range is insane this year. He's getting balls that last year Gene wasn't getting. Everybody was worried about replacing Segura's defense. Yes, he was a very good defender. Stott's been better.
Bryson's
arguably
done a fantastic fucking job.
Like he has been insane. And just watching him, watching Bohm, watching that infield all come together has been awesome, because you got him and like Bohm obviously had those 3 errors beginning of last year. That kind of like set the tone for last year, and everybody was like kind of like fucking did the whole fucking I hate this place. And then he really turned it around. Like he really came out last year even and got better defensively, worked on it constantly.
Seamus can like bitch about it all he wants with the whole like I fucking hate this place thing, but it changed Alec Bohm as a player. This fan base clinged on to him tighter after that because it was funny and he was willing to admit a mistake, and he was like, I was just fucking frustrated. He didn't run from it. He didn't say, no, that's not what I said or anything. He took it on the chin, and then guess what? He got better. Mm-hmm. Like he genuinely grew from that, and it just made this fan base love him even more. Now he's one of the most beloved members of the team. He's in the daycare and all that, but dude, I just feel like this team's got the juice right now, man. Let it be said, August 30th, I think that we're on the high upswing of the roller coaster that is an MLB season, and like I feel the magic with this team.
If we get swept on this on this road
trip, next podcast we'll come back.
Yeah, we're gonna.
The season's fucking over.
No. And then Seamus will come back with all hell blazing.
Exactly. Seamus is only here for the negative ones.
Yep, exactly.
Just something about like watching a team where, and I felt it with the 2017 Eagles too, not to like do the whole beating that nail over the head, but like you can tell when like a group of guys genuinely like want to play better for each other, like, and they love each other.
Yeah, it's the vibes.
Like the vibes are so fucking good with that Phillies team. Like you can tell that all those guys, they play for each other. They care for each other.
Well, you're seeing it now, especially with the situational hitting. It's like the one thing that was awesome the other night was Kyle got, I forget who was on second. I think it was Rojas was on second. He got Rojas over to third, and he turned back to Trey after he grounded out, and he was like, all right, you're up. Mm-hmm. Like literally, like that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like them actually having situational hitting in a lineup that isn't necessarily built for situational hitting is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like they just get it. They want to do well. They want to go out there and win every night. Love to see that.
Yeah,
and love to see the passion.
I said, you can tell they like each other. And that's just, it sounds simple, but it's such a big part of, like, obviously in a locker room, there's a lot of clashing personalities. Guys don't always get along, or they're not always best friends. And you don't have to be best friends to succeed, but you could tell that all these guys like each other, like a lot.
They all love Trump so much it unites them.
They all unite under that banner.
They all
and you
know
what? I'm putting my fingers in my ears and I'm gonna pretend like I didn't hear that. La 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 la. But no, like you felt it with the Eagles that year. Like that locker room was close, with the dances and with the fucking locker room speeches. It was just awesome, and you feel that magic again, man. And I don't want to get too like far into it, but like I'm just so excited to see where the postseason ends up.
Yeah, Red October is gonna be
Red October.
They can keep dancing on their own though, to themselves. Don't ever come out with a song like that ever again as a theme.
I've heard that they're doing "Believe" by Cher.
Yeah, I have
I've
heard
heard rumors from Alex. I think I might have said this on the last podcast.
Yeah.
I heard rumors from Alex Coffey that was one of the songs that she heard playing. So, and let me tell you, I would fucking love that. I love that song, and I can only imagine being in Xfinity Live after a win, like in the playoffs, and fucking everyone.
Wait, I thought you hate that place.
Listen, I do, but it would be undeniably sick to be in a place like that, packed full of fans after a big win in the playoffs, and everyone singing fucking "Believe" by Cher. Come on,
they just better not play it before the game.
Rule number fucking 1, Pat. I'm so glad me and you were on the same page of that. I was getting pissed every time I heard "Dancing on My Own" before the game.
Dude,
it's
so
a
Ty,
fucking
just for some
victory
backstory,
song.
just for some backstory, we went to watch a World Series game at Xfinity last year, and it was after FanFest, so we've been there drinking all day, just stayed there for the game. And they started playing "Dancing on My Own" right before the first pitch. And I looked at Vince and Seamus, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck are they playing? And Seamus is like, who cares? It's just a song. I'm like, no, they're playing the fucking winning song before the game. That's fucked up.
You don't
and
play
guess
the
what
winning
happened?
song before you win.
The Phillies lost. The Phillies lost that fucking game.
Yep, it's despicable. So
yeah, Xfinity
word
Live,
to the
get your shit
wise
together.
to all the bars out there, don't fucking play the victory song before the victory.
Yeah, because then it's always going to go south.
Okay, so on the next topic that has come through my mind, I don't have the segues like Seamus. Seamus doesn't have any segues. What the fuck am I talking about?
But, usually I'm the one that comes up with the segues, and then Seamus butchers it because he goes, you were trying to do a segue.
Yeah, exactly. He points it out.
Yeah.
But like, I want to talk real quick about some funny Sixers stuff. First of all, we're 2 days away from finally being able to look at the roster. You know, Daryl Morey famously said, "Don't even look at the roster till September 30th, or September 1st." I hope that Nick Nurse has been looking at the roster so that he could build.
No, he's been at the Phillies games.
Poor Nick Nurse. The fact that he has inherited the situation,
it sucks.
He's got to be just like, what the fuck did I get myself into?
He probably also doesn't really care that much.
I don't know,
because he gets a chance to, like, if Harden's gone, he can kind of mold this team a little bit more the way he wants to.
I mean, it's kind of funny that James Harden got the Sixers hired a coach that will actually call plays, and James Harden's like, I gotta go, pretty much.
Gotta get the fuck out of here.
Anyway, this is not about James Harden. Ben Simmons did an interview with someone, I forget who.
Mark Stein,
basically saying paraphrasing, but like, I've come to grips with like what happened with Philly, and it was a weird situation, but like, I look at it as a second home, and if I was ever going to get traded again, like, yeah, I would want to go back there.
No, the funniest part was the exact quote was, where would you ever want to be traded if it didn't want to be the Nets, if you didn't want to be on the Nets anymore? And he said, just Philly.
Right.
Just Philly. I was like, what the fuck?
No, that means nobody else wants him. Yeah. So guess what?
Yeah.
Why not reconcile with the old ex-girlfriend?
No, that is exactly what I was thinking, Ty. I was like, I'm reading it and I'm just like, he's just trying to ingratiate himself to us again because he might be out of the league in a year.
So what's your guys' stance on this?
I mean, like, it's so weird because, like, yeah, I'd take him off the bench.
Yes.
But I don't think he's going to come off the bench.
That's the thing.
Like, I mean, I don't know.
I would gladly take Ben Simmons back if he was willing to accept a bench role and, like, obviously not a lot of money.
Yeah. Like, you can't keep him on the max he's on right now because that's fucking absurd.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't do enough. Now, I don't see him fitting in on this team unless he's just like literally off the bench, our backup point guard.
Yeah, there's also the point of contention between him and Joel. We don't know what the situation was there, but it kind of seemed it was leaning towards that they didn't really love each other.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell, especially with the way Joel reacted when he was traded. Obviously, Joel said he was just trolling and had nothing to do with Ben Simmons. But yeah, we all know the truth. Like,
Joel, he's got to stop, man. Like, I love the trolling, but at the same time, don't then deny what you're trying to say.
Oh no, you have to though. You have to,
but
you have to.
You could just say nothing. But whatever.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be funny. That wouldn't be Joel.
And that's ultimately the goal here is to make us laugh.
Yes, which he doesn't do a lot anymore.
Usually he makes me cry.
Yeah,
like in Game 7. Speaking of game, I don't know why I just thought of this. Celtics game. How about that? I don't remember the ref's name. That ref that was
Eric Lewis.
Eric Lewis, the Boston Celtics fan, retired.
Yeah,
today.
I wonder why.
Clearly, because that means the league was getting ready to figure shit out.
Yeah, he was fixing. Like, there's not a doubt in my mind. They were fucking 37-7 over the past couple of years.
Like that. Hold on, let me pull up the exact number.
I couldn't believe it. Like, how do you let a guy fix games?
37-3.
Yeah.
Over the last handful of years when he reffed their games.
God damn.
Yeah. So that's basically just free wins every time he's your ref. Like when you think about it, maybe he'll give you like one loss every once in a while.
I mean, that's like some legit like. I don't even think it's like kind of a debate. Like he retired because he got an investigation opened up into him.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Which, thank God, because the Celtics don't need to be given wins anymore.
Exactly.
Any more than they do.
I wore a Sixers hat in Boston on Sunday, and I was like, I hope no Celtics fans like come and point and laugh at me. Like they probably wouldn't even like be mean to me. They would like just be like, I might as well be wearing a hat that says fucking loser at that point. Like I wasn't even worried like, oh, I'm gonna get my ass kicked or they're gonna fuck with me. Like they'd probably take pity on me.
Mm-hmm.
Like as if I was like a dog with like 3 legs. Like, oh, look at this poor guy in the Sixers hat. Like what a fucking loser. Like that's kind of how I felt I was gonna get treated wearing that hat. So it was a risky move for me, but.
Did you get heckled at all?
No, I didn't.
That's surprising, honestly, because I mean, this was also probably 20 years ago. I was like 6 or 7, and I was in Boston visiting family, and I wore a Phillies hat, and some guy fucking yelled at me, and somebody started making fun of me.
The reason why I might not have is because it was a black hat with the old like 2001 logo, so maybe it wasn't easily discernible as to what kind of hat it was. If I was wearing a blue like current logo,
the
could have been more.
7-6,
But I was a little worried that they were going to take pity on me. But
the last thing you want is pity from a fucking Boston sports fan.
Exactly. I mean, as far as
those people,
as far as the Sixers go, besides the Ben Simmons thing, like,
well, I did.
What is there to say? I'm not excited.
Did we talk about last week, Joel, how skinny he looks?
No, he didn't.
He looks like a fucking twig right now.
He kind of does, yeah.
Like he might weigh just as much as Trump now.
Oh my God! Can we? Holy fuck! I know we were getting the Sixers, but. 6'3", 215 pounds. In what world?
Maybe he has cancer.
On what scale?
Maybe he has cancer, Vince.
It's just funny because clearly, like they even said, like they brought in those numbers themselves. But like once the lists of athletes that claimed are also that came out, like
Bryce Harper is pretty much the same.
Lamar Jackson is exactly that. Yeah. Donald Trump, similar physique.
Very, 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 very in shape. Look at me. I don't have a pot belly at all. You might think you see it, but I don't.
Even funnier than the weight thing was that he listed his hair color as blonde or strawberry. Yeah. I mean, he felt so cute doing that. He's like, strawberry.
I would rather list it as Cheeto dust, but that's just me personally.
6'3", 215 pounds is one of the funniest fucking things I've ever read. But I'm sorry, I don't want to go on a tangent.
Yeah, I'm 6'2", 150 pounds too.
Come on, bro.
I wish I could say that.
He's at least 300 pounds. Look at him.
Oh yeah,
he's disgusting. I mean, he is.
He's disgusting.
He is, which is why it's always fun.
But he fucks.
I'm done. He fucks what? Never mind. We're not going on.
We're not going to finish that.
He pays women to fuck.
Oh. Well, he pays them hush money, and then, it doesn't work out for him. And he lists it as campaign funds. But that's beyond. That's for a different podcast.
I'm just glad that statement was cleared up.
Yeah. The Sixers just like. There's just nothing to be.
Well, no.
Joel.
Yeah, I was cracking up because like I saw the picture of him and he literally looked like he actually did look kind of ripped, but also I was like, I don't care. Like I really don't give a shit. Like hopefully he's in the best shape of his career. He said that last year too.
But what? Can I ask a question? When does an athlete not say that exact statement?
No, I know.
Every fucking offseason, every athlete is in the best shape of their career.
James Harden said that too. So if he comes in with his fucking fat suit, we'll know it's a suit this time.
Just once, I want an athlete to be like, "I'm coming into this year in the worst shape of my life."
Just ate nothing but Burger King all damn offseason.
I look like shit.
This is the first time I've touched a basketball in 7 months.
See, that reminds me of the dream I've always had, like a funny dream of. I think I've said it on this podcast before, but when players are getting like stretchered off the field and they give the thumbs up, just once I'd like to see a player give a thumbs down. Just like, I am not okay. Just imagine.
If only DeMar Hamlin could have given a thumbs down.
A dude gets like a neck injury and he's getting carted off and he puts his hand up like this and the crowd starts cheering and he just goes
it's like Gladiator.
Like Gladiator, just thumbs down like I am not all right.
I am in immense pain right now and everything I can't even see.
But Joel Embiid coming, the thing is like, come into the season in the best shape of your life. Yeah. Awesome. That's what you should do. You're an athlete getting paid millions of dollars, but like last year, the reason why we lost wasn't because you weren't in great shape. It was because you played like a pussy. So are you ready to not play like a pussy this year? Like, be in as good a shape as you want. I believe it. I'm not doubting you.
No, but he won't be as much of a pussy because there's not enough of him to be a big pussy. He has to be a smaller pussy.
Maybe that's why we brought in Patrick Beverley's bum ass, because we needed someone else who's willing to yell when Joel Embiid decides he doesn't feel like trying.
He needs
anymore.
not just PJ Tucker to yell at him. He needs Pat Bev too.
I have a feeling this offseason is just going to get even worse once camp starts and James Harden probably shows up because he realizes he needs to get paid and then just does a Ben Simmons and like forces himself to get kicked out. So
Takes a shit in the middle of the court.
I'm sure that this is going to
be
go
phenomenal TV.
I guarantee you, he's literally just gonna stand there like and be on his phone like Ben was or something like that.
No, I have a feeling he'll play. So here's what I think he's gonna do. I think he's gonna try to look really good in practice, and then try to look really good for the start of games, and then just start tanking games halfway through. That would be would be funny.
I think it would be funny, and I see where you're coming from. But there is no world in which anybody can convince me that the James Harden that we have known over the last decade, let's say, is going to come into a situation like this and try his hardest. Fuck
I know.
All the way out of here. That is not who James Harden is. People are, hold on real quick. People are like, oh, well, he knows he has to get paid. He thinks that he deserves that pay already. There's no chance he's going to come in and play his ass off because, quote, he knows he needs to get a contract. In his mind, he's already earned the contract. He's delusional. He's mad at Daryl Morey because you lied about getting me a trade. Brother, no one wants you.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants you. The Clippers, the only team you want to go to, won't even trade Terrence fucking Mann to acquire you because they don't value you highly, and no team does. Yet that won't get through his thick head because his ego is huge.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the James Harden, but like I feel like me, as Sixers fans, us getting this experience firsthand now, it's making me realize like this is just who the fuck he is.
Yeah.
And I can't be convinced that he's going to come in and try really hard because he knows he has to get paid. He thinks his career, as long as it's been, has already. It's like look at my stats. I deserve that already. I don't think he thinks he has to earn shit, and I think he actually feels disrespected that people think he needs to earn that because he thinks he's earned it.
Yeah, and also. I really do think that the liar thing was not about him saying, like Daryl saying he'd trade him. I really do think it was about the max
probably
contract
a handshake
thing.
deal, yeah.
But I think that he's for some reason decided to help out Daryl and not say that because then the Sixers could get fucked even more.
The funniest outcome, and listen, it's not the outcome I'm rooting for because I don't want it because despite everything, I do love the Sixers deep down.
Really?
The funniest outcome would be if the Sixers did get exposed for that handshake deal and we got the death penalty. They took all our first round picks and shit, and James Harden's contract was like whatever. Like that would just. I'm pretty sure this happened to the Timberwolves like in the 2000s or some shit like that. I forget exactly, but I'm pretty sure that's the last time something like that happened. But that would be the funniest outcome.
I think it would be awesome because then Daryl Morey wouldn't be able to do his job because the only thing he knows how to do is trade first-round picks for star players. That's the only thing he knows how to do.
Well, two things he knows how to do: that and sign guys that he formerly where he formerly was the boss of. That's it. He only likes guys that he was like with on the Rockets, I guess.
Yeah, which is dumb because those Rockets team were
I'm giving Daryl this year, and if this year goes, what am I talking about? The fucking roster he's built. I don't give a fuck if he told us not to look at the roster till September. That's 2 days away. I'm looking at the roster. This roster is a damn disgrace.
Oh, you said it nicely. This roster ain't shit.
No. I mean, what was the problem with the Sixers last year? Old and slow.
Mm-hmm.
They're older.
We got older and slower, baby.
It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane. And like I'm one of the people like Daryl Morey's a genius. He's the rosters he builds, blah blah blah. This roster is dog
garbage
shit. And I get it. People are going to be like, oh, well, he's handcuffed again by a Harden situation. Like, as far as we know, it's a situation of his own making.
Yeah.
If he really did give a handshake agreement to James Harden, you got to know fucking better than to do that.
He definitely did.
And guess what? He's not to say this is definitely going to happen because James Harden has a bit of a reputation and maybe the players see that as well. But you're also setting the Sixers up for a point where as long as Daryl Morey's the GM, you could have some players look at the Sixers and be like, I don't trust Daryl Morey. He's a snake.
He's
he
a
might
liar.
promise me this. Like literally, unironically, he's a liar. Who knows what he might promise me and not give to me. I don't know if I want to play there. First of all, Philadelphia already has a very hard time attracting big-time free agents.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing you want to do is have a GM who maybe, again, I'm not saying definitely, but maybe some star players don't trust now and think he's a snake and won't follow through on his promises. So it's just making it harder to bring guys to Philly.
The plus side there is that everybody knows who Harden is too.
Right. That's
so
the one thing you can hold on to. Maybe some players are like, well, it's James Harden. We know what he does.
Yeah, he's a fucking
But there's
asshole.
also a chance that players see it this way, that he's a liar and he's a fraud and he led James Harden on, his best friend. Like, dude,
buddy.
the state of the Sixers couldn't be worse.
Pitiful.
I could not be, like, I'm going to watch most of the season, I think, unless, like, I really hit a low. But, like, I just couldn't be any more indifferent. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, let me ask you guys a question right here. 1 to 10, I'll do percent. What percentage chance do you think the Sixers have of making it out of the second round this year?
0.
Like, literally, like,
Literally
10%?
No, 0.
Winning the championship is 0.
Do negative percentages count?
like there's just nothing. Like, this year, and people have kind of, like, even commented on this, it feels like we're punting on the year, which, because basically we are, because, like, all this money's going to be coming off the books next year. But, like, I'm not trying to push the panic button on Joel Embiid, but we're running at a time when you consider both his physical health and his mental well-being playing in Philadelphia. We're the window's drawing close, like, on how much longer this prime version of Joel Embiid will be here healthy and wanting to be in Philadelphia. Punting on a season really sucks. Like, that's a whole year wasted. And that's what's going to happen this year.
Yeah,
it sucks.
No, I mean,
like, I really fully, like, this year with the Sixers, I see them being like a 5 seed.
That'd be kind of cool.
Like a 5 or even like maybe a 6. And like,
No, I want to play in the play-in. That'd be cool.
That would be kind of funny.
Because then I hope we play in. I hope we're fucking. What's the lowest seed that gets in the 11th seed?
The
I hope we're
11th.
the 11th seed.
That would be fucking hilarious.
Because then we can win the first play-in game, give us hope, and then we can lose in the second round of the play-ins just for a little bit of a
just
fucking mix-up. Yeah,
that we can't make it past the second round than anything. The only positive is Nick Nurse, but, like, I don't even know, like, what can I expect?
I am excited to see what he does with the team.
What can I expect Nick Nurse to do with this dog shit roster?
Paul Reed.
Reed is it.
Him and Paul Reed. I just want to see him work with Paul Reed, man. That's all I want to see.
Paul Reed is literally the only thing.
I want to see Paul Reed become Pascal Siakam.
That would be awesome. I don't know. I don't want to spend too much time on this team. They just get me depressed. The Phillies are good, and we're getting ready for football.
Yeah. I'm very excited for football season. It's right around the corner.
I'm so fucking ready. And I know I'm, like, one of the only people in, like, our group chat that watches Hard Knocks. But
no, I've been watching the whole time.
Cool.
I love Hard Knocks.
Listen, I get it's not as good as it once was, but it just gets me in the mindset for football.
Yeah.
It excites me so much.
Yeah.
And watching Aaron Rodgers talk shit to guys on the Giants and saying, I don't even know who you are, is kind of funny.
That was fucking hysterical.
That was kind of funny.
That was hysterical.
And I hit him on the sideline. He's like, I hit him with the you can't come back from this one. Who even are you? Football season, though, I do think I would run to touch real quick. Just general NFL news: the fucking Colts shutting down Jonathan Taylor.
So funny.
So
funny.
How about Jim Irsay will pay $20 million to transport a whale across the country, which the whale died in transport, by the way, but he won't pay his stud running back. I mean, that's kind of funny.
Did you see the video of Pat McAfee revealing that news to Ian Rappaport?
That the whale died? Or that?
Yeah. No. So Ian Rappaport had no idea about the whale. And Pat McAfee and everybody on this podcast are like, wait, Ian, what the fuck? You don't know about this whale? And they explain the whole story to him. Ian Rappaport's like, what?
Yeah.
He's like,
the whale died.
He's like, yeah, the fucking whale died. It was like 83. And he's like, I didn't even know whales lived that long. And it was, you got to go watch the clip because it was actually fucking hysterical.
Dude, the Colts, I know that they're like, oh, we couldn't find a suitable trade, but it's like, if you're not going to pay him and he's not going to play, like,
What's
get
the
something
point?
for him.
Yeah.
Like,
Irsay wants too much for him.
You have a new coach. You have a new rookie quarterback who's likely going to become, like, the face of the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like Anthony Richardson. It's like you need to establish culture there immediately, and having a guy there that doesn't want to be there is not going to bode well for
It's
them.
not going to help.
So, like, just get rid of him.
Yeah.
Give him to the Eagles for a 3rd-round pick is what I'm trying to say.
Because you just want Taylor Swift.
See? And there we go.
Just how much more do we really want on this damn team? It's enough. Enough.
I mean,
it's too much.
I couldn't turn him down, though. He's one of the best running backs.
That's
in
also
football.
true. Like, if you put him behind this O-line, that'd be fucking gross. But
oh my god, it would be crazy. A 1-2 punch of Taylor Swift would be insane.
That'd be fucking sick. It would be.
I'm not like one to break down like all the roster moves and shit, like as far as the 53 man, but like just knowing that we're
Hey, at least we don't have Britton Covey on the active roster right now. That's fucking huge.
And also Aaron Sipas.
Yes. I was so fucking excited about that. That made my fucking day. I literally, I sent that in every group chat, and I was like, holy fucking shit, we finally got rid of him. He fucking sucks.
Because he stinks.
Yeah. He's probably, I miss fucking, what was his name? Donnie Jones.
Donnie Bones Jones.
Yeah. He was fucking awesome. He was cool.
He was a great punter, too. Legitimately good. Aaron Sipas stinks like shit.
I think he's had maybe, 2 good punts in his entire tenure in Philadelphia. A lot of people calling for the
punt god in Philadelphia.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was cleared of all wrongdoing.
He was cleared of all wrongdoing. So
I want to tread lightly because so was Deshaun Watson. But I do feel like the situations
are you saying that the American justice system is flawed?
Bro, I would never. I would never question the fallibility of the criminal justice system in the United States. No, but the situations are kind of different because it was very much proven that Arezia, or however you say his name, was kind of cleared, but Deshaun Watson clearly.
You don't have fucking 30 people.
Listen, bring in the punt god. If I don't care, let's do it. Let's ride.
I mean, we need somebody to punt. Who the fuck's gonna punt? Jake Elliott.
Jake Elliott.
I don't know. I don't even know because I know they were gonna try out kickers or punters this week. I think, but I have no idea who they have on their docket right now.
I'm excited, man. I feel like the Eagles have a chance to. Hopefully, I know that break the curse first and foremost of the NFC East having a repeat winner, which hasn't happened in however long it's been, 20 years or whatever. Yeah. So that would be a nice start. But I really do feel like we have a chance to get back to the Super Bowl. Obviously, I'm a little just hype here and I'm biased, but team's just fucking good, man.
I mean, everything's trending to the same it was last year.
I don't see why Jalen Hurts won't keep getting better. I mean, I was about to mix AJ and Devontae's names together. AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, that's one of the best wide receiver duos.
I got to touch on something with them.
Oh,
fucking the guy that fucking put out that article.
Boo.
That was oh, who should we choose? Philly fans are backing one over the other. It's nobody fucking said anything.
Fucking boo. And this is
just making shit up.
This is exactly why there's that quote that goes around that says, "No one hates Philly athletes more than the Philly media, and no one hates Philly media more than the Philly fans."
Yeah.
Shit like that. You're just drumming up controversy for the sake of it because, and it comes off when the team is good and there's not as much controversy to talk about, they drum it up themselves.
Oh, yeah.
So here we, let's decide, who does the fan base love more? It's shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that article was just completely unnecessary.
It was terrible. It was also just terrible. It was literally he went up to AJ and was asking him these questions. And now he's putting the seed of doubt in AJ's head oh, do the fans not fuck with me? No, that's just not even remotely true. We were we basically drafted AJ last year with a first round pick. That's fucking nuts.
Fans love him. There's no such thing as do I love Devontae more or AJ more? Both of those fucking guys are amazing. Yeah. They work so well together. It just pisses me off that the media needs to drum shit up like that because there's no reason. The vibes are fucking good in the locker room. What are we doing here?
The one thing I did like about that article was that AJ pretty much every time the guy was he tried to get him to say something about Devontae, he was dude, me and Devontae are fucking boys. I don't give a fuck what you're saying. I don't give a fuck. The one part that pissed me off, I don't give a fuck what the fans are saying. Obviously not his fault. He doesn't know that the guy's lying to him. But me and Devontae are best friends. I don't care.
In that aspect, even if the fans were saying that, he shouldn't give a fuck what the fans are saying.
Yeah.
I agree. Don't let
No, I agree. Yeah.
Don't let that.
I wasn't pissed off at him for that part. I was pissed off at the fucking reporter because he brought it up.
I was real fucking Bush League, and that was stupid. And this is the reason why everyone's just ready for football season to start.
It's the same article when they said Jalen Hurts in his abilities, he's limiting his it was the wording.
Yeah,
I understood
exactly. Yeah,
I understood what the wording was. I understood what he was trying to say, but it's the wording. Why did you say it like that? It was just completely unnecessary.
Yeah, you made it seem like people were on Twitter oh wait, we need AJ out of here because Devontae should be wide receiver 1. Everybody on Twitter is we have 2 wide receiver 1s. That's fucking sick.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Arguably the best wide receiver core in the NFL. Yeah. I mean, you could argue, there's the Dolphins who got Reek and Waddle, but I think that the fucking Eagles,
the Chiefs who just have Kelsey, I mean, that's pretty good wide receiver too.
Sky Moore now. He's one of my fantasy teams.
Same.
There we go. Keep an eye on Sky Moore this season.
Wide receiver 1 for the Chiefs, baby.
Nah, but I'm super excited. Obviously, things could happen where they could get a fucking Super Bowl appearance hangover, but I just don't see it, man. Jalen Hurts is just
he's
not
different.
To go off on a whole tangent about Jalen, but that man, if he's pandering, he's the best panderer of all time because he just knows. And I don't believe he is pandering. I'm saying if he was, but he just says all the right things, man. He's just
Well, I mean, he was taught by Nick Saban, so that's a plus.
But like, he's just like the article that came out of him, someone saying after the game, him like taking all of the blame for the loss in the Super Bowl on his shoulders, even though no, the fuck it wasn't his fault. Yes, he made that one mistake, but the defense couldn't get him one stop. Like, get the fuck out of here. But like, just the fact that he's like that kind of leader. And he's so young, like he's my age, and like he's that much of a leader among all these grown men. Like you leave
and
guys,
they respect the hell out of
right?
him,
And like you see, I forget, was he number 2 or whatever on the NFL
number 3
number 3 on the NFL top 100 players?
Oh, I thought you meant his old number. For
and
they're
interviewing, interviewing all these guys, and like you have Jason Kelce on there saying like, in all my years of being a center, like I've never like seen anything like Jalen, like as far as his mentality and his maturity and like leadership skills. And it's just awesome to have a guy like
he
that.
went through the Sam Bradford era, so I mean, that's saying something.
Exactly. Listen, he was the center for Mark Sanchez, so you don't even fucking know what that means. But I'm just so excited, and I can't wait to be sitting on this podcast talking about the Eagles, man. It just the Phillies are doing a great job of filling the gap right now. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, usually these are usually like the dog days of the podcast.
Right, it's bad, but like they're doing a great job of filling the gap right now. So I don't want to come off as this is being disrespectful to the Phillies, but like, I am just so fucking ready for like something else also. Like college football is about to be back, and I fucking love college football.
Yeah.
NFL's back. Like I'm ready. My plate, like my plate is full of a good, like it's got mac and cheese on it right now. The Phillies, they're a great mac and cheese, but there's more room on that plate for some other shit, some other good shit that I want. Doesn't mean that the mac and cheese ain't good enough, but I just want some other good shit right now, and I'm so excited.
It's not enough for you though?
It's not enough. I'm ready. This is the best fucking time of the year. I power ranked the months on Twitter the other day, and I think this could be our last thing we talk about. I think because I'm ready for the autumn. As I get older, I'm starting to favor autumn and winter more than summer. It's just where I'm going right now. I do still love.
Just wait till your joints get bad. Then you're gonna hate the winter.
True. I love the beach and everything, but like I don't know. Like maybe it's just because August is such a bad month. I'm gonna read this off to you guys, and I want you
Vince
guys.
hates my birthday.
I want you. Listen, my own birthday is ranked pretty low on this, but I want you guys to give me your honest opinion on this ranking. Okay, so from 12th to 1st, we got January, February, August, March, April, September, June, July, November, May, December, October. The only thing I think I would think about switching is March and April. I might give March the bump over April.
Just because of your birthday?
Because of Patty's Day. See, my birthday is like whatever. But like the month of March is not a good month. The weather sucks.
I fucking love the month of March.
August is at 10.
Strictly because of Patty's
August
Day.
is at 10 because August is like the Sunday of the summer. Like at this point, the hot weather has been bearing down on you for so long. You're kind of ready for it to end. It's the hottest fucking month of the year. And there's just nothing. Like
September's slowly turning into the hottest month of the year.
September's up there.
Slowly.
But at least I guess the latter half of September, you're like getting a taste of fall weather.
Not yet.
Like a taste of it.
Do you remember September last year? It was like
hot.
It was like 97 on like the last day of September.
Well, that's just global warming for you. I mean,
no, I know. The summer is like shifting to now be literally July to September.
Climate change isn't real. I forgot about that part.
True.
It's a hoax.
Yeah.
I watched
the deep state.
I watched the GOP debate, and that's what I walked away with. Climate change is a hoax. But anyway, I think January is the worst month.
I see.
You get New Year's Day, and then the rest of the month kind of sucks.
I mean, I like January.
Football is cool, but like, it's just too cold. February and January suck because they're just flat out too cold.
Yeah, but
November and December are the good cold
February's
months.
Super Bowl month, dude.
Yeah, but okay, but the Eagles aren't there every year. Like, and
but still, like the Super Bowl is an event and it's fun.
Bad weather. Arguably the worst holiday because Valentine's Day. Like I have a girlfriend and we don't even give a fuck about that. Then again, my anniversary's in that month, so she's.
Oh yikes! Yeah, Sarah don't listen to this podcast.
My anniversary is actually the day the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Like it is, so I always remember it. But I think it's
that's why you remember it. Yeah,
smart man.
Exactly. I think it's undeniable. October is number one. Undeniable. October has amazing weather. The MLB postseason's happening. The NFL's going on. College football, the NHL, the NBA's tipping off. The best holiday season besides Christmas, because Christmas is the best. But like spooky season during October is fucking awesome. I love it. I love the fall aesthetic. The leaves falling off the trees. It's just a good look.
You don't fuck with trees.
And of course, my beautiful girlfriend's birthday is that month, and my parents. But like, regardless
you
of all
don't even
that,
like your parents.
it's the okay. That's too far. It's the best month. In December's a close second because Christmas season is fucking elite.
See, that's where you and I differ. Is just because like I love the summer because of beer dye.
Well, see, I don't know if this counts as a summer month, but that's why I have May at the 3. Because I think with May, you get a mixture of the spring and a taste of the summer weather, and also you get a great holiday weekend at the end of the month.
But it's usually fucking a terrible weekend.
Usually it rains, but like
it's usually terrible.
But in concept, it's not supposed to rain. It's supposed to be a nice. It's supposed to be a nice weekend that gives you a taste of the summer.
Have you ever had a nice Memorial Day, Vince?
Not in the last like 3 years now. But that's recency bias, right? This is a rankings for all of eternity.
I'm talking my entire life. I don't ever think I've had like a nice weather Memorial Day.
Well, I can't speak to that, but I like the month of May. That's my favorite summer month, and then July.
Yeah, I mean July's up there for me just because July 4th is like one of my favorite
Good
holidays
You're
ever.
in the swing of things.
Yeah.
June is all right. Nothing special. It's the beginning of summer, so you're kind of like eager.
Yeah.
See, I feel like the summer months lost a lot of their allure when I got out of school.
Well, yeah, you don't have off.
Like it's like like when you're a kid in high school. I won't say college because I feel like in college you're excited to go back, but when you're in like grade school or high school, the end of the summer is like full on depression. Like you want to die, but like nothing changes for me now. Like, oh, I'm going to work.
You just want to die all the time.
Right, I just want to die every day. No, but like nothing changes. Like I'm still going to work every day. I'm still, giving fucking 60 hours of my week to my corporate overlords. Nothing changes. So summer. I'm more on the upswing with the winter. But
I mean,
fall
as soon
is
as
goated.
if I ever stop playing beer dye, then that'll probably change.
This is the riveting talk that the people come to this podcast for. It's the ranking of the months.
Well, September's up there for me just because of 9/11.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably Seamus's number one month.
that's Seamus's. Now he probably goes August because he loves himself too much, and this is his birthday month.
Funny enough, I start a new job on September 11th, so never forget.
Oh God, never. Yeah, you'll never forget the first day of your job. Yep. Hopefully, it's not in a tall building.
All right, you got anything else for us, Pat? That's my undisputed ranking of the months. Tweet at me and let me know what you disagree with. The list is on. I'll quote it on from the Nosebleeds page and say tell me what you think. But anything else from you, Pat?
Seamus, I hope your tummy doesn't hurt too bad.
Yeah, Seamus, I hope you feel better. We're really worried about you.
Hopefully you're not dying.
He just wanted to take the night off to go to Lou Turk's.
Probably.
It's probably what it is. He's at the strip club right now. My girlfriend, by the way, before we get out of here, she every time I mention Seamus now, she just calls him the strip club guy.
That checks out.
She's like, oh, strip club guy, because I've told her the Seamus has forced me to go to the strip club twice in the last month, which is absolutely fucking true. And now she's like, she'll always just be like, do you think Seamus goes to the strip club by himself? And I'm like,
surprisingly enough, he doesn't.
As far as we know.
No, I would know because he would tell me. But surprisingly enough,
he might
does
get there
not.
one day. But anyway, Seamus, if you are at Lou Turk's, and maybe you're playing this over the speakers while these dancers dance, we love you. We hope you feel better. That's all I got. All right.
I kind of hope you die. It'd be kind of funny.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Go give us a follow on Twitter at NosebleedsPHL, and we will talk to you guys next time.